Hello, friends. I'm back in the office after having been gone celebrating a birthday and being on vacation. And one of the things I wanted to just briefly discuss today is the matter of time management. Wherever I go, I hear people saying all the time, I don't have enough time. I need more time. There's not enough time to do all of these various things that need to be done. And so can I give you like 10 baby steps to managing your time? You know, in reality, there really is no such thing as time management. It's really self and life management. But let me give you 10 real quick tips that will help you to manage time, manage yourself, and manage your life. The first is that your goals have to be the bookends of your time management. If you don't have anything that you're working for, anything that you're attempting to get done, some reason you believe God's placed you here on planet Earth, what are your goals? And if you don't have any, here's what's going to happen. Everybody else around you will incorporate you into helping them get their goals done. If you don't know what you want to do, if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, there are plenty of people who will be willing to enlist you for you to help them get their goals done. So probably before you get into doing all of the other fine points of time management, you just need to sit down and figure out, why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? What is your passion? What are the things that you're trying to get accomplished in your life? And your goals then become the bookends. They become the boundaries of which your time management will take place. The second baby step is you have to learn to focus. Multitasking is a myth. You cannot do lots of things at the same time. Just break it down, and I'll talk about it in a moment, but you need to learn to focus. Focus will help you to get things done. Focus will help you to overcome procrastination, which is that gravitational pull back to doing nothing. So you're going to have to learn how to focus for short periods of time in order to get things done. The third baby step is you're going to have to develop a list. Now, I know, depending on who you listen to, there are those who say you should never have a to-do list. There are others that say you should never have a list of any kind. Whether you write it down on the back of an envelope, a 3x5 card, or electronically somewhere, doesn't matter. But you kind of need to begin taking an inventory of all the actions, activities, tasks, and projects that you're involved with. And you need to develop some kind of a list, a priority list, a to-do list, a not to-do list. But you're going to have to kind of get it all laid out so you'll know what it is you're actually supposed to be doing. Now, what I do, after I list all of the things that are needed to be done, I look over the list. Now, some will say 5, some's 4. I happen to say 3. Now, I end up doing a lot more than 3, but I have 3 crucial tasks that I identified the night before, talk about that in a moment, that I'm not going to go to bed until I get these things done. These 3 are the most important. Now, obviously, depending on the day and the season of your life, much of it will be about where you're gainfully employed, getting things done, and that's rightly so. But make sure that one of the items on your list, at least one, is about your goals. Remember, I said your goals should be the bookend of what you want to do and what you need to do. But begin making sure that you're doing one activity a day that is in relationship to your goal. So I have 3 MITs, most important tasks, every day, at least every work day for sure, and mostly every day. And sometimes they're just little errands that you have to run as well. It doesn't matter what they are. You just need to know what they are. Because if you don't have a plan, you just kind of get on your horse and ride off into 1,000 different directions, and whoever yells the most or whatever seems to be the most urgent will take over your life. And then I would follow, the next baby step is you need to develop a morning ritual. It was Hal Elrod in the Miracle Morning that where I really first got into, you need to have a morning routine. And my morning routine involves prayer and Bible reading and some reading. It also involves journaling. It also involves looking over my calendar and it also looks at my task list, my to-do list, whatever you want to call it, and making sure that I know what are the 3 crucial things I have to get done. Now, every day I get more than 3 things done, but these 3 absolutely are essential. As a matter of fact, a part of my morning routine is nearly every day I begin working after I do all the other things that are part of my morning routine. I start working on that first project, that first task, that first thing on my list. It just really helps the day go better if I have one of those important tasks taken care of even before I get to the office. And then I have an evening ritual, and again, it involves Bible reading and prayer. It also involves looking at my calendar to see what meetings, appointments, things do I have on my calendar for the next day. I make sure that I'm going to be prepared for the meeting. If I need to go and find a file, if I need to pull some information together, I do that the night before, put it in a folder, put it in my briefcase or my backpack to make sure that I have it. If it's notes, I kind of review it, see if there's anything that I'm missing that I need to get even early the next morning. You do not want to ever go into a meeting ill-prepared and unprepared. So I spend my morning ritual, and it is the evening ritual rather, and it's the evening when I begin to identify what are the 3 things I have to do tomorrow. If nothing else gets done, these 3. 98% of the time I get a lot more than 3 done. And here's a commitment I make to myself as I was taking these baby steps of time management, and that is I commit that I will not go to bed tomorrow evening until those 3 important tasks are completed. And on a few times I've had to stay up quite late, but it motivates you to get those things done. I've already mentioned that multitasking is a myth. Single task, whether you call it chunks of time, I single task. Hey, I'm going to work on number 1, going to work on number 2, and going to work on number 3. I don't work on 1, 2, and 3 all at the same time. I work on one single task. The next baby step in time management is you got to time yourself. I have something called Be Focus Pro on my electronic devices. It's on my phone, it's on my laptop, it's on my desktop. And I set it for 25 minutes, and I begin working in 25-minute increments. Sometimes I will reset it and do another 25 minutes, but at the end of the 25 minutes, I have 5 minutes to take a break from that. If I need to get more material, get a cup of coffee, walk around, use the restroom, whatever it is, it's my time. Then I come back and I either, if I finish that task, I move to the next, or if I need another 25 minutes to get the task done. Having a timer, it's the Pomodoro method, having a timer forces procrastination and laziness to the sidelines. Keep a timer. You'll get a lot more done when you're focused, and I have to get these things done in the allotted time. The other thing I find very important is I went from just a pure to-do list and just a task list to marrying that to my calendar, because what I discovered for me is you can get a to-do list so long and you don't get it done today, and you add more tomorrow, and it repeats itself day after day until the list has 100 things on it and you feel overwhelmed and you just give up. But I have found if I take those important tasks and then schedule them on my calendar, what is in my calendar and on my calendar are the things that I'm going to get done. So part of my evening ritual is to make sure that I've allotted chunks of time to get these tasks done. Put them, don't just keep a list, put it on your calendar. And the last baby step that you're going to need to take, because if you don't take this, you have to learn to distinguish between a project and a task. You say, if I'm going to lose 100 pounds as a project, well, all right, but you got to take steps. You're not going to go from where you are today to 100 pounds loss next week. And you could add whatever you wanted to add. A particular, especially projects at work, they take time. There's a lot of moving pieces. Don't put a project on your to-do list. Put only a task or an activity. What you really need to do when you have a project is you really need to get alone with yourself, look at it, and then come backward. Here's where I need to be in 6 months, 3 months, a year, whatever the project is, or next week. What are the steps that are going to lead me there? What's the very first thing I can do? First thing may be simply calling around and getting prices on the item, or finding venues for the conference, whatever it may be. Well, then put that in your task list and not your project. The task is, I'm going to call around to find venues for the conference that I've been charged with putting on. And when you get done with that one, in your project folder, you should have outlined already what the next tasks are. This has just been some baby steps in time management, because it's really not time management, my friend. It's self-management and life management. And if we don't get a hold of the minutes, we'll begin to waste hours, days, weeks, and some people even end up wasting a lifetime. You can do it, and those are the 10 time management baby steps that I think will help you today. Have a great and blessed day.